guys, si Kashandula Aswalitit at welcome sa episode 9 ng Larutan ng Shadowrun Returns. Ituloy natin yung campaign natin. Last episode natin guys, hinahanap natin yung identity nung Reaper, ng Emerald City Reaper. So ngayon, yung nung tinapos natin yung episode, kakausapin natin si Johnny Clean tapos papasok tayo sa Matrix. Susubukan natin maghanap ng information. Pati rin daw siya pati rin daw siya magla-login din eh. So dalawa pagkakataon dalawa tayo si ako at saka si Johnny Clean. Okay, effect. The excruciating ecstasy of jacking your neural network into the digital world washes over you, grips you, crushes you into a singularity and expands you initially. You're one with the data stream. Welcome to the Matrix. Actually, hindi naman to unang time natin pumasok sa Matrix eh. Si Johnny na. So magja-jacking din siya. Hindi natin magagalaw yung niya, abilities niya eh. Execute attacker, yes. Place an attacker, expert. Level 1 heal, level 1 suppression, tapos level 1 attack, tapos sniffer. Okay, so ano yung niya? Level 2 na na tech, cyber tech. Okay. Dali lang guys, at saka lang may notification na naman ako eh. Dali lang, tsaka lang. Wala. Okay. Ito dapat yung introduction ng game sa atin sa sa cyberspace. Kaya lang dahil nga naglaro tayo nung Shadowrun Super NES reboot. So medyo familiar na tayo. So okay. Ayun, may Don't Start Data Store. Abot ba? Kaya pala eh. Ay, may mga the data store ahead is defended by ang bilis eh. So anyway, alam ko nang gagawin. Okay, nandito rin si Johnny Clean. Pwede siguro siya umatake. Nakikita siyang target. Teka. Okay, tagal natin isa. Hindi kita. Nagmintis pa. Nag-heal. Oh well. Teka. AU ito, level 2. Hindi pa natuluyan. Tanggalin natin ito isa. Nice. Saka na lang. Okay, Johnny, kanon. Kailangan tumama ka. Hindi pa rin makita. Ito isa na. Hindi pa natuluyan. Okay, isa na lang. Ako na lang. Akin na yan. Mahina. Nagmintis pa? Eh, Johnny ka naman. Hindi mo makita talaga dyan sa pwesto mo. Dito. Nagmintis na naman. Yun. Pero buhay pa rin. Ako naman nagmimintis din. Ano ba yan? Yun, tanggal na. Ba objective natin? Ayun lang. Hack DNA database. DNA match located. 100% match. Arrest records database. Subject: Silas Forsberg. Status: deceased. Deceased na no? Profession: chop shop surgical assistant. Priors: breaking and entering, 2 counts. Public indecency, 1 count. Brought in for questioning on accusations of unlicensed plastic surgery. No charges were filed. 100% match to a dead man. Let's keep looking. Saan tayo ngayon? Ito, meron pa. So, wala na. Usenet archives. So wag dito. News eh. Dito muna. Ano, no choice, sige. Kailangan natin siya tulungan, nag-iisa siya eh. Mahina na rin pala ang hit points ko. Hindi abot ng AoE, sayang. Ito na lang. 75. Sige, heal muna ako. Okay, si Johnny naman yan. Yun, nice. Isa na lang, dalawa na lang. Kita mo ba? Okay, isa na lang. Nagmuntis pa. Check natin ito isa. Hindi abot. Ako na lang. Hack News articles. Newsnet 1. Return on subject. Silas Forsberg. The body of Silas Forsberg, a chop shop surgical assistant, was found in an apartment in Snohomish earlier this week. The body had been there for a long time, for as long as a month, when Forsberg's landlord noticed a rancid smell and contacted authorities. Lone Star representatives have issued a statement saying Forsberg's death has been ruled a suicide. According to reports, his body a mass of puncture wounds, and the cause of death was determined to be an overdose of anti-stress medication and sedatives. Pero parang kaduda-duda yan dahil nga nakita natin siya eh. The man's employer claims he was a dedicated employee, though he suffered from bouts of depression. Forsberg's next of kin could not be located, but the attorney appointed to his estate has located the will written weeks prior, leaving all of his belongings to his psychiatrist. The identity of the psychiatrist has not been released due to privacy concerns. Yet another sad end to a life, as is for common here in the sprawl. Now that might be something we can go on. Let's regroup in mid space for a bit. Balik na tayo sa wag na muna, may isa pang site eh. Dali. Jack out of the land. Wag muna, teka. May isang area pa dun sa taas eh. Isang location pa tayo pwede i-check. I've got 2 more hits on the name of this Forsberg. So ayun. So dito, kailangan natin pumunta doon. Kaya lang mayroong target. So ingat lang konti. Ay, kaya lang maubusan na tayo ng charge. Huwag na lang. Nagmintis pa. Next. Okay, isa na lang. Buti nagmintis. Nice. Autopsy record. Autopsy record. Autopsy records. Subject, Silas Forsberg. Note, subject was found overdosed on half a dozen different sedatives. Several anti-anxiety medications were also found in his system. Face was mutilated, possibly self-inflicted. Identity could not be confirmed immediately due to disfigurement. Had to check thermal records to confirm. No next of kin. Large puncture wounds were found in several places on the body, possibly large bore surgical needles. Body had been decomposing for several weeks before the landlord noticed the smell and called the police when no one answered the door. So yun. This just keeps getting weirder. So, isa. Next. Labas na tayo dito. Kailangan natin mag-log out. Hala. Nag-iisa ko. Biglang may sentry na lumabas. Plus damage, so okay lang. Nice. Kailan tayo mag-logout? 2 points lang. Nice. Muntik na. So here's what we know. Our DNA evidence belongs to a dead man whose death was never explained. He worked with chop shops, which fits with the living guy that you've met. The Newsnet says he left his estate to his psychiatrist. Maybe finding out who his psychiatrist was will give us our next clue. My gut says we can dig into the medical board's records and reverse trace to find this doctor. You in? Okay. Punch it, man. Sige. Lagit tayo ulit. So, pasok din tayo. Lagin din tayo. Jacking din tayo. Okay. Hanap na naman tayo ng connection. Isa pang game na naalala ko rito na Mega Man Battle Networks. Pero doon yung may-ari ay yung controller lang, hindi kagaya nito na naglalagin talaga. Ay, wag na ng program, manual na lang. Wala namang protection doon, so no choice. Nagmintis pa. Nagmintis. Check to ngayon. Patient records. Searching medical records. Silas Forsberg. Medical records filed for Silas Forsberg located. 2020-2030. Pediatric record partial. One particular pediatrician's entry stands out from the rest. Child suffers from a chronic depression and social anxiety, most likely caused by his physical abnormalities. We've seen many cases like this recently, with the outbreak of changeling children being born with the aberrant physiology. With the apparent physiology we're seeing, there is not telling what sort of brain functions are affected. Prescribed a series of sedatives last year that seemed to have no effect. upping the dosage. So, sunod naman, 2030 to 2040. Data missing or corrupted. Contact your administrator for help. So, medyo kaduda-duda yun Yung isang 10-year record wala. So, 2040 to present. This file is quite large and takes well over an hour to read through. The final entry, however, is the most insignificant. It is written by Dr. Henry Holmes. Silas has overcome a significant mental disorder and no longer goes through periods of violent episodes. Latest medications have proven especially effective, but I believe that being treated by another elf has significantly impacted his treatment. Unfortunately, my efforts to maintain an emotional boundary with him have proven challenging. He has bonded to me in an unhealthy and frankly unnerving way. His hero worship exhibits itself in the form of mimic speech patterns and adapting my dress. For this reason, and for the health of the patient, I will assign another doctor to his case. I will inform him at his next session. So, baka baka nag-take siya, ayon dito, baka imposter yung baka imposter to pinatay lang yung Silas tapos tinake niya yung identity. So, lead medical database. Okay, so got a name now, Dr. Holmes. Let's keep going and find out where he works. So dito tayo sa baba ngayon. Meron namang guardian. Teka. Kailangan natin mag-forward. Nasaan ako? Dito tayo napunta. Okay, fine. Hindi mo naman ay, kita. Nagmintis pa. Sana lang. Ano pa? Guardian unit pa. Black IC. Nagmintis. Nagmintis na naman. Loko, mintis ka rin. Okay, nice. Isa pa. Nice, dead na. Pwede natin check to. Employment records. Employment records located. Henry Hollings Holmes, MD. Henry Hollings Holmes, MD. Ito yung ito yung doon sa Titan. Ito yung ina-access na file nung laro tayo ng nung Dragonfall, yung Super NES Super NES reboot campaign. Ito yung Holmes na tinutukoy, yung sinusubukang i-access ng game pero wala naman dun kaya yun nag-bug yung game. So anyway, check current employment status. Current employment status. Dr. Henry Holmes currently holds the position of chief psychiatrist and administrator at Mercy Mental Mercy Mental Hospital, Snohomish, Washington, UCAS. Sorry, pare. Previous employers, 2045 to 2054, psychiatrist in residence, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish, Washington, UCAS, 2040 to 2045, attending psychiatrist, Mercy Mental Hospital in Snohomish, Washington, UCAS, 2030 to 2040, previous practice, private, 2030 to 2040, private practice. So, bingo, back to meet space again. So, labas na tayo dito, tapos na. Magulo yung connection eh. Enter. Parang ka mag-jackout. Then ako natin 6 karma ayos ha. Reality is at the end of day contextual, and as the meat world comes back into focus, your head once again tries to settle on which world is the real one. While the philosophical question lingers, your meat body demands food and drink, and you disconnect from your tech to find that the Union's safe house has reset. So may mga tao na, nice. Ilan? So 8 karma. So gamitin natin 8. So level 5 na yan. So sige, unahin ko intelligence para ma-improve ko agad yung hacking ability. Save muna natin. Siyempre, progress eh. TV grabber man. Despite the R, Buster is prestigiously put together in another wrinkle-free suit. He shows every indication that he's been up for hours, sunk to his elbows in a dozen crates, each containing objects of sinister matte black hidden beneath curls of straw-colored packing foam. The foam flies about as he inventories the shipment, clinging to every surface except for Buster's immaculate suit. Okay, so description ha. Just in time, I've got a whole slew of new toys in from a supplier back east, factory fresh and still smelling of their mother's gun oil. Maybe there's something in the batch that you'd be interested in. How long you been in the trade, Buster? Ganun makipagkwentuhan tayo. Well, let's see here. I left Cal Free on July 8, 2038 at 6:13 in the morning. It was a Thursday. From there, I wandered a bit. Applied my skills as a merc in a half-dozen different wars, official or otherwise. Never did take to running the shadows like some of the boys I know. Too subtle for my tastes, I suppose. Surely there was no shortage of full. There was no shortage of full engagements to be had. So I didn't want for work. I didn't want for work. Might still be doing it today if I had lost my arm. How did you lose it? How did you lose it? The replacement looks up to the task. Let me guess. Boating accident? Ano ba yan? How did you lose it nila? It was all so stupid. Some Aussies were blabbing smokers behind our lines. More to mess with us than anything. I decided to toss one back, and didn't it just figured that the one I grabbed ain't a smoker. I got it off, but only just barely. Shredded my old arm, but I got it off, but only just barely. Shredded my old arm, but good. But plenty of other scars to remember. To remember the moment by as well. But the arm was the big one. So take a word of advice from an old soldier. Make sure you're never holding a grenade in one hand unless you just pull the pin with the other. Ano ba yan? Now, if I haven't given you reason to doubt my professional competence, how about we talk turkey? What can I get you? Let me see what you got. Ano ko eh. Dito. Melee eh. So, better weapon. Damage 5. Reach 1. A heavy axe made for cutting up your enemies. So, ito kailangan to. Axe, ayoko ng sword. Gusto ko nga sana sword, kaya lang katana, kaya lang mas mataas ang damage eh. Damage 4, reach 1. Kung magkakatana ako, may do AP damage on critical. Basically a sharp piece of metal. May do AP damage. Pareho lang pala yun. Bebenta ko lang to. Kana 6. Okay lang. Never mind. David tried the second. David looks almost as tired as you do. You can tell that this case has gotten under his skin like it has yours. Any luck in there? We found an exact match for the DNA, but it was linked to a dead chop shop assistant by the name of Silas Forsberg. Now I have my theories, but what do you think is going on here, Cashan Plaza? Silas must have an identical twin brother Maybe Silas faked his death. The DNA evidence doesn't belong to the killer. Itong choice ko. Pwede rin tong pwede rin tong number 1 kasi ano yan eh. Meron naman na yung isa sa mga favorite TV series ko dati, Monk. May ganyan din kaso doon eh. Yung killer kakampal nung napagkamalan. Pero highly doon naniniwala doon eh. Mas malakas na probable na pineke niya yung death niya eh. That's a distinct possibility. What was it that we saw in the autopsy report? What was it that we saw in the autopsy report? The face was so mangled that they had to use dental records to identify him. He was killed by sedatives, but the coroner still thought he had ripped his own face off. Simple suicide. Ito yun eh. Actually, ganito rin yung doon sa episode na yun ng Monk eh. Dental records lang ginamit nila. He was killed by sedatives, but the coroner still thought he had ripped his own face off. Coroner really phoned it in on that one. Happens way too often when there's not next of kin willing to do the bills for a thorough autopsy. I definitely don't think that report told the whole story. They matched the identity by the dental records, right? Not the most reliable. It matches up with something I've seen. It matches up with something I've seen runners try. It's easy enough to find a body shop that'll make a replica set of teeth for you. Find some schlub off the street no one will miss. Swap the teeth and throw the heat off your trail for a while. Lucky I've never been that desperate. But why would he need to go to those? But why would he need to go to those lengths? Did the police records have something linking him to a different crime? Had a corp gunning for him? Maybe. Probably got in over his head on loans. Chop shop assistant doesn't pay well. He had a prior for unlicensed plastic surgery. Ito yung nabasa natin. True, wouldn't look too good on someone's record if they wanted to become a doctor. I think this is beginning to come together. The late Salas left all his belongings to a doctor. So yun nga, sa kakapanood ko ng mga mystery shows, medyo ako mag-isip niya eh. Dr. Holmes' employment records have him as the administrator at Mercy Mental, and the picture of his file matches the person you saw downtown. The same person this DNA belongs to. All the evidence points to him being your killer, whoever he really is. Guess I'm about to get a big payday. I should go find this Dr. Holmes and ask him some very pointed questions. Finally, I can bring my friend Sam's murder to justice. So, ito na number 2. 4,002 yan, ayos ah. Please pay him my respects. I always find that high caliber rounds get the message across. You should clearly hire some friends and go loaded for bear. I sideloaded a ton of valuable data from those Lone Star Matrix nodes. Here's your cut. I'll see you later. You're not coming? hindi nga siya runner eh. So, na siya eh. Okay, so, teka. Tingin tayo dito kay Marsman. Kung makakabili tayo ng bagong armor. Our runners and head to Mercy Mental. Kano yung gold natin? Kano yung funds natin? 10,237. No, yan okay ah. Need some new armor? Oo naman. I'll take a look. Huh? 6. Kailangan ko touch. With power, plus HP 5. PCAS. Expect the strength plus 1, HP plus 5. Kailangan ng strength. Kailangan ko touch plus 1. Throwing weapons, willpower, intelligence decking, spirit summoning, drone control, intelligence, SP control, intelligence, drone combat, charisma, tsaka hit point. Yung kailangan ng hit point. Strength. Quickness sana eh. Kaya lang mas gusto ko touch. Ano lang. Steps. Okay ah. Mas maganda pa rin itsura na pero okay lang. Beta natin yan. Halos 10k lang din. Touch level 5. Dito may mabibili pa tayo dito. Wala eh. Ano yan eh? Adrian looks the same as always. So much so that one may wonder if he ever takes time to eat or sleep. Perhaps his presence on this plane of existence is insubstantial enough that he isn't subject to such base needs. Or perhaps he just does these things when no one is looking. Dark clouds surround you, my friend. But perhaps there is something I could provide that would help with whatever weighs so heavily upon you. Okay. What's new in the world of magic, Algernon? The spirits are stirring. Something has upset the natural order. There is something new, different. Since there's something new every day, what is it this time? Not much natural about spirits to begin with. I've seen some sick trek lately. Might be what you mean. Algernon takes a hard look at you. For what may be the first time, but this is the hard look of a magician whose eyes pierce the veil of reality and burrow through a man's soul. I can see you have met with disturbing visions. But there is something else out there, something not born of life, as other spirits are. Shaking his head, Algernon opens his clasped hands to you as if begging for forgiveness. Too often this world leaves us confounded. I pray I have not left you in such a state with my idle musics. Please, can I be of service to you today? Ano bang Ano mga spells ka lang eh. Wala naman kailangan dyan eh. Okay. Dito naman sa baba. Dito naman kay Doctor, Castle. Dr. Sarah Castle. Just one glance is all you need to tell that the good doctor is exhausted. Her crumpled scrubs are stained with a mix of blood and other fluids, too colorful to be naturally occurring in the human body. Her eyes are those of a person who has built up a substantial sleep debt and has no idea when or how to begin paying it off. So ba siya pagod? I'm not one to talk, but you look like Trek. Afraid there isn't much I can do for that. The castle snaps her fingers and calls forth the spirit normally seen perched on her shoulder. It appears from out of the ether, and the doctor immediately seems less fatigued than she was a moment before. Now, what can I do for you? Everything alright here, Doc? I'd like to put your medical supplies. Tingnan natin. Meron na rin siyang nagbebenta na rin siya nito. Tayo. May 4 pa naman tayo eh. Pwede ko i-benta to. $300 na isa nun? Okay ah. Ito 1,000. Ito kailangan ko to. Tatlo. Tayo ulit. Benta ko lang to. Benta ko naman. Okay. Patingin naman cyberware. Hindi naman ako spellcaster eh, so okay lang. Sense natin. Wala pa siya ibang na lang. Wala na muna ako bibilin. Everything alright, Doc? Here at the Union? Yes, fine. I'm just getting back myself. Days here tend to be slow, so I volunteer as a medical so I volunteer at a medical center on the other side of tourist field. And I had a rough shift. What happened? I imagine most shifts in the Barrens are rough ones. Care to talk about it? Sige. What happened? What always happens? Some run or some deal or some meet went south. One thing led to another, etc., etc. I didn't hear all the details. All I really know is that what came in on the lips of the victims healthy enough to still speak. Apparently, one of the Baron's gangs incurred the wrath of the locals Solparings, leading to leading to a rolling shootout through the city streets. Several bystanders were injured. But the real mess didn't begin until the party crashed into the yard of an old industrial plant out on Union Hill Road. They woke some sort of toxic spirit, which then began running amok, causing usually as much damage as the initial battle. Okay, yeah. And we were left to pick up the pieces, of course. But enough about my troubles. Let's hear about yours. Tell me what ails you. Okay, wala. Isa. Hire a runner crew. Okay, Mr. Dalayan dito. If you're looking for runners again, I'm your guy. Discreet service only. I need to hire a crew. So ako yung decker, tsaka so kailangan ko ng long range. Decker, range. Digger. Oh sige, kailangan natin kuha tayo ng digger. Teka. Siya yung on the rocks. Siya yung nakuha ko nun. Teka. Samurai. Kailangan ko puro long range. Ito, sige. Ikaw. Pangalan? Jesse Blue. Oh, meron ka namang weapon eh. Sige. Tapos kunin ko tong isang raider. Kano? 4-7. So matitira sa atin halos halos 5 something. Okay. Punta na natin si Dr. Holmes. Mercy Mental Hospital. The blood you found at the warehouse belongs to a man masquerading as one Dr. Holmes, and you've tracked him to Mercy Mental Hospital, located in the notorious anti-metahuman farmlands of Snohomish. The drive to the hospital is long and unpleasant. Finally, you reach the walled and gated hospital compound. Despite the presence of security, the gate is unguarded, unlocked, and open. No one stops or greets you as you drive up to the large crumbling building. Gothic ramparts top a damaged roof, cracked walls, and broken windows. All around the building is a lawn gone wild. Only the artificial light from within speaks of inhabitants. You walk up the hospital steps to confront somewhat killer and bring an end to the Emerald City Ripper. Yun nga, ang tanong, yun nga ba talaga? Baka hindi rin eh. So, tingnan natin. Okay. Check ko muna kung anong oras na. Okay. 8 minutes na lang pala eh. So, tingnan natin kung ano magagawa natin within 8 minutes. Tapos end na natin to. Okay, so, okay na yan. Game autosave. Investigate Mercy Mental Hospital. Teka. Save muna tayo. Hindi ako tiwala sa autosave eh. Gusto ko talaga ako nagagawa ng sarili kong save file. Kausapin natin itong mga tao kung pansamantala. Receptionist. Ganda ng armor ko, bigat ah. Bigat ng setup ko ah. Receptionist. Welcome, sir. What business brings you to Mercy Mental Hospital? I'm here to see Holmes, Dr. Holmes. I'm here to visit a patient. Investigating a murder. Wag natin sabihin yung murder. Mahirap na eh. Baka makalata yan eh. A new customer. Please wait in the common room. Up ahead. I'll notify the good doctor. Lock yung pinto. Please stay within the cafeteria. Nakalak din. Ah, dalawa yung drone niya. Okay ah. Computer tapos to. Ito muna. It's an automated medication dispensary. It doesn't recognize you, so nothing happens. Ito. Jackin tayo sa computer. Sandali. Di ba pwede mag-jack-in? Hindi yata. Doreen. Hey guy, have you seen Josie? I don't think so. I don't have time for this. Maybe I have. I don't think so. I know, right? I haven't seen him in days. Dr. Dr. Philip told me not to worry about it. He says I worry too much. But who am I supposed to play? But who am I supposed to play chess with? Danny over there can't sus more than match 4. Wait, Josie is a man? What's so important about this Josie character? Josie sounds like a quiet guy. What's he look like? Well, he's big, and he's got a big gold ring. The doctors let him keep it when he got here. Sometimes he lords it over. Sometimes he lords it over us. But I'm sure if I had a ring like that, I would do the same. He says he wanted playing for some screamers in the Super Bowl years back. Kaya baka ito yung ano niya, baka yun yung kasapat ng urban brawl, ha? That's a rough profession. So Josie couldn't take the pressure and ended up here with a slot. I could see an ex-brawler becoming a celebrity around here, sure. He's got great stories. They don't let us watch sports in here. Violence and triggers and stuff. But listen to Josie talk about his games. It's almost as good as the real thing. Will you at least help me look for him? I have this key. I swiped off the day guard, but they keep a close eye on us. You could have a peek in the infirmary and see if there's a record or something. He might just be in the cool up room, and they won't let us in. They won't tell me. I'll see. I can find something. No problem. No promises. What's in it for me? Now, sweet, I can do that for you. So, ano tayo eh. Babae lang eh. Good Samaritan tayo eh. Really? Great. I wish everybody was as nice as you. Not like my mom. Diba yan? Okay. Infirmary key. Teka, hindi pa makapag-jacking doon. Hindi talaga pwede mag-jack-in doon. Ito. Ingatan yung clock. The clock stopped, probably displaying a time from 40 years ago. Okay ah. Ikasapin na natin itong dito. Dami. Hello, stranger. You look new here. Are you new here? I'm Kershan Velosa. Who are you? I'm looking for Dr. Holmes. I'm doing a health and safety check for the corporate office. I should go. Sige, sabihin natin. I'm looking for Dr. Holmes. Danny's face blanches. I don't think you really want that. Not really. What's that supposed to mean? Sounds creepy, son. Around here, you don't want to interact. Around here, you don't want to attract the attention of the doctor. If you stay quiet, life is much easier. Much easier. I'm Kershan Basa. Who are you? I'm doing a health and safety check for the corporate office. I should go. Sige, pakilala tayo. Name's Donny. That's my name. Donny. Donny. I know I didn't recognize you. I know everybody in the place. Everybody on the first 2 floors. anyone I should look out for, Donny? Sige. No, not on this floor. Only us commons are allowed up in the cafeteria. If you're Violet, you have to eat in your room. I'm doing a health and safety check for the corporate office. Sabihin natin yan. Well, you don't want to talk to me. I don't work here. I'm not crazy enough for that. Okay, I should go. Timer. So, at least may items tayo. Di pa rin tayo di pa rin makapag-interact sa building eh. So, ay doon sa PC eh. So, ito muna tayo. Hanapin natin kung saan yung pinto. Ito. Anyway, end na muna natin dito guys kasi tapos na yung 1 hour episode natin eh. So, save na muna natin dito. Tapos, tuloy na lang natin next episode. Exit to main menu. Okay. Kershan Velosa signing up guys. Next episode ulit.